I'm going to reinforce an earlier video. This, of course, taking place in Turkey and Mexico. Wow. Wow. Is it clashes as protesters demand to end violence against women? That'd be like having a violence against people. Stop murder. It's an impossibility. Now, let's see. Riot police in Turkey and Mexico. Wow, those are worlds apart, literally. And fired tear gas and smoke bombs at protesters calling for an end to violence against women. Good on them, because these hate mongers need something like that. In Mexico City, in Guaymas, probably getting it wrong, 3 people were shot dead in the apparent attack on the city's female mayor. So she's a politician, but they're not going to paint it as something political. You know, they paint her as particular as a politician. They're going to say she's female and that's all that matters. Do you ever notice how sex trumps everything? It's the only identity that women care about. Everything else is an adornment. And in the Turkish city of Istanbul, clashes broke out with security guards. There were also large rallies in Barcelona, Paris, and London to mark the International Day of Eliminating Gender-Based Attacks. Now, gender-based attack is in itself an attack on men, because it's who's attacking women. There's only one of the crowd. Mexican media says the incidents in Guaymas saw armed attackers storm the city's municipal palace, shooting dead a female protester and 2 men. A government worker and a bodyguard for Mayor Carla Cordova, who was in the palace at the time. Eyewitnesses told local journalists that they heard something like a grenade exploding at the door of the building before gunshots rang. Notice they don't explain why. Why were they trying to attack it? So they're just using it again as a shoehorn to attack men. And notice, you see, look, there's Paris, there's Barcelona, there's Mexico and Turkey. Notice it's worldwide. So all you guys listening, there's no place to run to. There's no place which is a better place for you. Let's see. The identity of the attackers and their motives remain unknown. Right. So why are you going on about women? Right? You know why. There was another rally in Mexico City where crowds chanted, no one woman less, as they demand the end of femicide. This is a bullshit term. No one is trying to eradicate women. The international murder of women because of their gender, the intentional murder. I don't know anyone who murders women because they're women. We are always protesting, and it should have been this way. Violence needs to end at some point. Yeah, how are they going to do that? What it is an excuse to take the innocent man on the street and put down terrible laws against him, so he has no freedoms. That it's more #MeToo bullshit. Well, I shouldn't say call it bullshit. I should call it criminality. Protester Laura Val told Reuters news agency, we notice the authorities are not acting on it. For example, when we report it, violence, she added. In other words, they looked at the case and realized it wasn't the case, that there was no evidence, and so they didn't act on it. So these women just want men jailed at their word again. There's that word I love to use that is so accurate to what the average guy is worldwide. The average guy, and that includes even the upper crust elite guys who are getting zapped by Me Too. All men are that word, and you know what word I'm talking about. Police fired smoke bombs at a small group of hammer welding protesters who tried to grab their shields. Wow, these women who don't want violence perpetrated against them, they really love dishing it out, don't they? At least 10 women and girls were killed every day in Latin American country. Really, 10 whole girls and women in the entire country? A notice they will not compare the men and boys. Because I suspect once they bring that up, this will pale in comparison. 10 is nothing in an entire country. Femicide, Mexico, they're killing us. Who are they? Who are they? You know what they mean, the average guy. One woman reportedly shouting during a tussle with the police. Some hooded demonstrators threw bottles, stones, and flares at the police. Wow, they're really coming after the police. Local media reported 17 people, including 10 female officers, were injured during the march, according to the police. I guess this is their way of ending female violence, is attacking police. I love these articles because they really show what this disgusting efforts are all about. Protesters condemn Turkish withdrawal from treaty. Let's see what it's talking about. The demonstration of Istanbul's Taksim Square came just months after Turkey withdrawal from the international treaty aimed at protecting women. I'm glad Turkey did. I'm glad all these people should be doing this. Any country with men with self-respect should be doing this. The police scuffled with protesters as they urged them to disperse the area. Many protesters were pictured holding banners, while others called for the government to resign over its withdrawal from the Istanbul Convention in June. Some of the party of Turkish President Recep Tayyip, I'm sorry, I'm going to ruin that name, Erdogan, had argued that the agreement was inconsistent with Turkey's conservative values. I guess conservative values must mean that men are treated as human beings. Mr. Erdogan said Turkey would use local laws to protect women. Yeah, that's right. Because notice that these women don't see themselves as human beings if they're not seen as women. Human being is a step down from being a woman to a woman. Women are being killed, one protester told Reuters. They are being publicly murdered. No, they're not. As of June, we have started to move away from the guarantees that protect us. We do not and will not accept this, and we will keep fighting. This isn't about protection. This is gaslighting, and this is propaganda. This is every bit as virulent as any Nazi propaganda. You know, there's these other bad people that need to be checked. All these women expect the male police to enforce all this, by the way. So why should the male police be armed? I mean, according to these people, these women, all men are potential dangerous to them. So how would they enforce these rules? According to the rights groups in Turkey, 345 women have been killed so far this year. That's nothing. How many people live in Turkey? And again, how many men are being murdered? Okay, this has ended. Thank you, Mr. Schiedler. Eric Schiedler put this in. And even though I'm repeating myself, I think this kind of thing needs repeating over and over again. This is worldwide in multiple countries, all demonizing men, all using any excuse. And what makes me vomit the most is some guy like this will actually be for this and then cry his little eyes out when some woman who doesn't like his low status face says, this loser happens to be sharing the same bus with me. Arrest him, authorities, male authorities. And then he'll cry like a little bitch. I hate these guys. I do. I have no respect for losers like this. Anyway, Thank you, everyone.